So no matter what size axe you have or hatchet, eventually you may end up having to change the handle on it. I found that with the larger axes, the handles all look kind of the same, and I found that also with the hatchet handles, and I didn't think they felt that great in the hand. So I found this place online that I find are fantastic handles. I wanted something nice because I redid one of my, well, this was my father's old Craftsman that he kept, a little hatchet that he kept in his trunk forever and ever. So he might have had it since he was who knows, a kid, teenager, I don't really know, but it's an old vintage hatchet that I thought well deserved a very nice handle. So today we're going to be putting a handle on this, another vintage hatchet. This one is made by Dunlap. Come to find that I believe that Dunlap is a less expensive version than the Craftsman, because all of these are Craftsman. So my dad was a Craftsman guy. The steel seems very good. It's really nice. You can get a razor sharp edge on these things. So you're going to need a few tools. The reason why I have the linseed oil and the mineral spirits is because I do put on boiled linseed oil after I'm done. Even though the ones that I purchased, you can tell that it has it on there, but I'm going to get it all dirty, so I'll clean it up. Some sort of a hammer. So this is a hammer that just a couple days ago I put the new handle on. They call it a drill hammer. The reason why I have the bit brace is because I drilled a hole in it and I wanted to have a nice recess in there. Later on you're going to have to sharpen it. Anvil that I don't have, so I use that. One of the most important pieces I found that when I'm doing any kind of handle is a vise. So vise is a must in my eyes. Shave horse, you can always use a shave horse, but this is much quicker that I found. A draw knife, this is what you're going to be taking your meat off with, of the hatchet, so it fits, the hatchet handle so it fits into your hatchet. A couple saws. So the hatchet handles and axe handles that you find in the hardware store are pretty much set up for the generic style of axe head or hatchet head. And you can see by the new handle that this end here is pretty large, and it's nowhere near the size of the hatchet head that I have here. So what I'm going to have to do to start with is just kind of keep the same shape, just take off some wood until I can actually start getting it in here to start fitting, and then I can start going through all the process of getting it to fit in there properly. This one here I had to take a lot off, but it ends up coming out very nice. For me it's a slow process because I'd rather take off just a whole bunch of little shavings at a time than take that one big gouge, because you can't add the wood back without using glue, and then by then it looks like crud, so you might as well start from scratch. So I don't like it to look poorly. I like this one. It looks nice, and with the wedges that are set, he uses walnut wedges, so it's a nice contrast with the hickory handle. Alright, let's start it up. Okay, so I start off by making a little pencil line, which is about the size of the hatchet head, and plus I give about a 1/4 inch or more. So whenever you're using your vise, make sure you use some sort of a cloth in there, a rag. You don't want to mark up your really nice handle. start taking some off. So I got the length right, but the width is still a little heavy, so I'm just going to take it down. These axe handles, or these hatchet handles that I have, they feel really good in the hand. Some of them just seem too thin. I like having a nice beefy butt. Yeah. On the handle, that is. So I just came upon this website after searching and searching for a nice handle. And the name of it is actually Hoffman Blacksmithing. So this guy makes his own axes, and then they make their own handles. Almost ready to start the fit process. I think it's great when you are able to do something for yourself, even though it's nothing major, but you put your pride into it, and every time you use your axe or hatchet, sledgehammer, pickaxe, it's like, yeah, I put that on. Alright, so another thing I just found. Ooh. Alright. Now the reason why you use this is this draws the head up to the handle. You can see I'm not going on very far at all. You can see when you go down, it just kind of starts peeling the wood. That's where you know you need to shave it. And you don't want to keep coming out here because we already know this fits into the axe. Now these axe handles are hatchet handles. I'm sorry, but if I say axe or hatchet, I mean both. They are more expensive than the ones that you find in the hardware store. But you ask me, it's worth having quality, especially because mine I can hand out to my my grandchildren. Say, this is something that your great grandfather had. Most people have nothing to hand down anymore. What are you going to hand down? Your iPhone? Your Mac? It's time consuming when you do your own handle. But like I said, take small cuts. You don't want to do an oops. And with these axe handles, you can choose to have the kerf, the cut in the handle. I choose not to. It's easier to work the wood when there's not to me, when the cut isn't there. It's easy enough to just take your saw and make your own. Okay, so I'm going to take it over to the sander that I have attached to my drill press. So I can just kind of bring it down so it's going to be nice and even. So if you don't have a sander like that, you can always use rasps, your old rat tail. So like now I'm about 3/16 from the top. I'm going to bring it back over to the sander. What I'll do is I'll show you using a rasp. You don't want to go crazy. Getting close. Okay, so right around flush, I'll bring it up another 3/16 or a 1/4 inch. And yesterday, when I did mine, I was using a punch as a tool to, beat it down. through the head, and it ended up making like a divot in it. So just used a piece of scrap wood. Just a little easier. That's looking pretty good. I'll just bring it up a hair more. So now it's sticking through, which is nice. I'm just going to give it one more final little sanding over at the sander. And then I'll get the kerf cut in the handle. So you just want to make sure that you get it in the center. Looking good. I just started with this saw. I'll finish it with a regular cross cut. I'm going to bring the cut right down to where the head goes to. It's nice and smooth. So right down the center. So I need to fit the wedge, so it's going to fit in the head. Right around here. So now that I have this the right size here, what I'm going to do is just going to kind of take the sharpness off of the edges, because the inside of the hatchet head, axe head, is not square, it's oval. now I'm just going to finish setting the wedge into the handle by inverting it. This is my anvil, which is a piece of a railroad track, and then just set it home. So just cut off the top of the wedge, so it makes for a nice neat top. And then I'm just going to go clean it up a little bit on the sander. I'm also going to take off the sharp edges on the handle, on the butt. Okay, so you can see that the handle's on. It's got a decent fit there. So all I'm going to do now, I'm just going to, like in this one, I'm going to drill a hole. So it's going to be a 5/16 hole. I'm going to do that on my drill press. I just want to have a recess here. I'm going to finish it off with some boiled linseed oil. So you just mix a little mineral spirits with it. I'm just going to clean off the handle because of sawdust. Get rid of any residue from my hands. mix it up. I'm just going to let this sit on here for a little bit and then wipe off the excess. But the bottom line is, it's easy to do. Takes some time. It's a good thing to do on a rainy day. And it makes it look so nice. A nice handle really adds to the whole quality of the piece. So here we are. Got a nice handle on a nice hatchet head. Came out very well and it didn't take too long. So had a good time doing it. Glad you guys were able to join me. And thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.